Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your busy day to see our CES coverage. I am Steve. I'm here with Nick from Game Crate.
Hey, everybody.
And we are here to hopefully inform you on the things that we saw today.
Yeah, that's the plan anyway.
Okay, good. I feel good about leaving that stipulation. It's only the stuff I saw today and what he saw today.
Yeah, it's a big show. There's a lot going on.
All right, so first things first, I saw a couple different things. I started out here on the show floor, and I didn't have much time to hit everything that I wanted to hit, but the things that I was able to see when I was walking around were pretty cool. One of them is this 85-inch 8K LED TV from Sharp. The fact that it's 8K isn't like particularly amazing, but I mean, I don't know, it depends on who you are, because I had an 8K TV last year apparently. But this one is a 120 hertz refresh rate. It also is a 12-bit panel, so it's going to have great color reproduction. Specifically, 85% of BT 2020 color gambit. It's able to reproduce or achieve that. But yes, it looks really cool. I have another picture of it here. This is me looking at it about like 5 feet away, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'm just going to kind of zoom in just to give you guys an idea. I have a Note 4, so you know, if you're an iPhone user out there, you're probably like, oh, you have an Android phone? No, I'm kidding. I used to have an iPhone, and I still like their cameras too. But this is still pretty impressive.
Yeah,
right?
It's good to me.
Yeah, all things considered, there was quite a few. And obviously it's skewed because I'm at a different angle here, but
right.
I was quite impressed with everything I was looking at, watching the videos, the demo that they had going through. It was quite remarkable. So having a few seconds to I guess smell the roses, for lack of a better word,
visually,
at CES, right? Which is ever so difficult. But moving along, I did see this simulator, which I wanted to get in and drive in.
Oh yeah.
It sort of spun around as the person was driving. You kind of got a look at what it looked like from their perspective, which you can see in my picture here. Also caught this woman off guard. She doesn't look happy about that, but we'll ignore her for a moment.
And which booth was this here?
This was a Ford's booth.
Okay.
So I didn't have much opportunity to look at it other than just walk by. Hey, that's kind of cool. Snapped a picture of it really quickly. But I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then I saw a McLaren. Anytime I see a cool car, I usually try to take a picture of it. There was tons of different cars out there, but this is one that I saw I thought was particularly cool. I believe this was at the JVC booth as well. So I thought that was nice. But then I said to myself, I really want to go talk to JJ, and I wanted to go to their suite and see what Asus had up their sleeves.
Yes.
And on my way, I saw Schrader from Breaking Bad having this weird monitor on his back. I'm kind of, I don't know why he was there. All right.
He's fallen on hard times since the show. Now he has to carry this thing around at CES.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Anyway.
Asus.
So Asus, yes. I'm moving right along. This amazing build here was done by two gentlemen. I'm going to zoom in to cheat and read their names. Darth Beavis and Primo Chill.
Some good names.
It's so good, right?
Yeah.
Created the Project Snowblind, which this gorgeous build is. It almost looks like, you know, honestly, I want it to be an award you give somebody.
It does. It looks like an award you get for building awesome PCs. Here's this literally a PC.
Here's the thing you build.
Yeah.
Possibly better than the way you built it, or yours, and here it is.
Yeah.
I'm just going to show you this. Yeah, I like it.
Nice.
I like it so much. That was gorgeous. Also, they were celebrating their 500 thousandth, I believe, no, 500 millionth. Oh God, now I don't have the picture in front of me, so I can't be specific.
A big number
of motherboards that they had created. It was their anniversary. I think it was the 50th anniversary. No, it couldn't be 50th. Wow, that doesn't make any sense. Whatever it was. It happened.
Momentous anniversaries for Asus. Yeah.
And JJ was explaining to me in the amazing way JJ explains everything to me. He's like, yeah, you could take those motherboards and put them side by side all the way around the world, and it would spin around the world like I don't remember how many times, but something impressive. I was like, that's amazing,
Once
JJ.
is pretty impressive.
Yeah, you're right. On its own, right?
It's big. Yeah.
So really the coolest thing I thought they had at their suite was this new MG panel that they unveiled. It is an IPS panel, so great color reproduction.
Right.
And they created a new ROG Swift monitor based on the panel. It's the PG27AQ. It's a 27-inch panel. It's this particular version, the RG Swift version, has G-Sync, of course, because it's the RG Swift version. Also, it's 60 hertz refresh rate as the maximum speed. And right now, as you guys all know, we really aren't able to push solid frame rate much beyond 60 hertz, depending on the game. But it is going to. It's a little better when you have G-Sync, I'm sure. I didn't have a chance to really play with it because literally I was in and out and I had to rush here as fast as possible.
Right.
So yes, that happened. I apologize about being a little bit tardy. But aside from that, we were talking about why can't we get things a little bit faster? Because I take the perspective of gaming on 120 hertz refresh rate or faster. Could I tell the difference between 120 and 144? Probably not. But I usually just want to pick the fastest one that's available, just so I have it. But let's just say 120 or faster.
Right.
And 1080p is fine for me, but I really want to go for that 1440, which is the old version of the ROG Swift, or the prior model that was just released, because that's the resolution that you can really start pushing, right?
Yeah.
Or what our current hardware can handle. Until new hardware comes out, and then JJ explained to me also until DP 1.3 standard actually comes out, you aren't going to be able to push 4K to the limit, or at least to the rate where 120 hertz would make sense. But aside from that, I like what they're doing with the IPS panel, because anybody out there who doesn't like TN and wants to have better color reproduction, or have been begging for that, the other panel that they have is another MG panel by the model number MG279Q. This panel is a 2560 by 1440, also 27-inch panel. Obviously the exact same panel, the MG version, but it's now lower resolution and higher refresh rate. They're currently saying that it's 120 hertz refresh rate, but that they're trying to push to 144. They're not saying 100% that they can yet, until they can, but that's what they said about the last ROG Swift monitor, and they were able to push it to 144 hertz refresh rate, so that's awesome. Difference here, though, instead of 1 millisecond greater gray response time, we're looking at 5 milliseconds. And the conversation I had with him, I myself have never done a direct comparison on a panel like this. I mean, with that high resolution, no one has, because they haven't existed yet.
Right.
But I told him I wanted to get him into the office and bring together both the MG version of at that resolution at 1440p and the RG Swift prior version, and just put them toe to toe and say, like a double blind, and see if we can't tell the difference. Yeah. Would you be interested in doing something like that?
It's a very cool idea, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody out there who takes my idea, you were faster than I was.
Yeah. Why are you letting them scoop us already?
I'm just excited. I want to share something.
It's a good idea. Yes,
right?
For sure.
Okay. So that being said,
is that it for you?
I mean, I guess that's pretty much it. They also had some other things. They had a couple new mice, one that was sort of like a prototype that's out, but also a headset too. But that you guys can catch that all on the video whenever it goes live. And once again, working furiously behind this tarp. The woman behind the scenes, working extremely hard to get us some good stuff.
Right.
So, yes, Nick, what do you got? What happened?
My day. Well, we'll start with monitors, because that's where you just left off.
Okay.
So I got to visit the BenQ booth on the show floor. And we actually use a BenQ monitor when we're reviewing games with our Jackhammer gaming PC for Game Crate. We have all the hardware in there to push it to all the maximum settings, and so we want to make sure the monitor isn't failing to display at the maximum possible settings. So we use the BenQ XL2430T, and here on the show floor they have the newest version of the XL and the newest version of their RL gaming monitors.
Cool.
27-inch screens. Motion blur reduction, and these are actually, they have FreeSync technology, and the way that they were showing that off is, so they have an animation of It's actually a windmill, like you'll see, driving inland in California and everything. And so you can imagine a windmill spinning. That's some prime tearing animation, right?
Right, especially if you're going to move through that center pan through.
Yeah,
it, right?
yeah, and that's exactly what they did. They turned FreeSync on, and then they're moving back and forth, so the windmill blades are spinning. Cool. No visible tearing whatsoever. It's really impressive.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's got the 1 millisecond G2G on all of their gaming monitors. Their perspective is that it's 1 millisecond or nothing. They're not satisfied with anything higher than that in a gaming-focused monitor.
All right, I mean, TN panel, but I mean, I've heard so many other people. Cause I don't care, but like I said, that's why I want to do that comparative. I want to see.
Tell the difference.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly. But bottom line is, there's so many people out there that want to see those deep blacks and that amazing color reproduction. But please continue.
Yeah. The other thing I liked about the monitors is they all have all of their high-end gaming monitors have low blue light technology, and that's actually the same thing. Blue light is what fatigues your eyes, and that's the same thing that gunners block out. Right. If you wear gunners, which I do when I'm playing a game or using my computer for a long time. So the BenQ monitors actually have that built into their gaming monitors, so you can play longer without the need for gunners, without eye fatigue. And one of the monitors they had on display there is actually going to be the official monitor of MLG this coming year, the official gaming monitor. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I should add to that Asus is doing similar technology with their monitors as well. Not that we're drawing any comparisons here between BenQ and Asus.
Right, of course not.
Yeah, please.
All right, and then over here we have an article that I wrote on GameCrate about Lightshot, a company that just launched their Kickstarter the other day. So if you
is that Ben Affleck?
No, it's just some guy. If you get a chance to check out the article, the link to the Kickstarter is in the article here. But Lightshot is a company, they describe themselves as mobile live action gaming. Basically what it is, that picture, that's their lighter. And if you go to the top image, the guy actually has that thing on him is called the light puck. And so those two things are the basic components of Lightshot. Is the lighter has a trigger that the light puck picks up. And the bare minimum way it functions is kind of like laser tag.
I was just going to say, this is laser tag,
isn't it? It's an invisible laser tag. And so you wear the light puck on you and you fire with the lighter, and it actually can fire out from different directions of the lighter depending on what kind of game you want to be playing. And it syncs with your phone. It works with your phone through Bluetooth to actually keep track of like your lives or your shields or whatever it might be for the different games.
With your phone or whatever.
Yeah, with your phone, your device through Bluetooth.
Gotcha.
And so their thing is all about augmented reality gaming. They were at the Epson booth on the show floor because Epson has these smart glasses that are also compatible with the Lightshot thing to display like a heads-up display of where the person you want to go find and shoot is, and
it's like a wand or something.
Exactly, yeah. It'll show it right on the glasses. It will give you directions. That's one of their other games. I think that's probably the game Besieged, which is an RPG kind of game, and so you actually your wand will do different things depending on if your class is like a wizard or a rogue or a warrior. You have different ranges and you do different amounts of damage, right? Depending on, and then you can. That's actually a 3D printed attachment.
So you can just create your own.
Yeah, all of their stuff is 3D printer compatible, and they had some pretty cool like sci-fi looking guns they had there. You actually just put your, the lighter inside the thing with the working trigger and everything. And so you can have some really cool sci-fi looking weapons for your augmented reality gaming.
So then basically they're probably going to have some kind of an SDK or some kind of a website that they have an original model of the exact componentry that needs to go onto it, and then you just kind of build off that, right?
Yeah, they're all open source. Both their app, their software development kit, and then all of their 3D models are all open source. And they said they're going to be fully supportive of a marketplace for people to share or sell their games or 3D models once they're up and running. The company's been around for a couple of years, but they have a Kickstarter now because they're looking for funding to actually have like high quality injection molding for all of their devices. Because they've 3D printed and they've done some lower end molding so far, but they want to kick it up a notch and have some real high quality stuff for the next step.
Cool.
And I thought it was really cool. It's going to launch, their goal is to actually launch this product by September of this year. When it launches, the game Assassin will be available, and that's basically what you would think. It's a real-life
deathmatch.
FPS kind of thing.
Okay.
Then Besieged, I think, is the RPG game, although they didn't confirm that. And
So then it'd be like kill you, I get points, I apply
Yeah.
those points to something through my phone, and then
it keeps track of whether you got shot or not. It can show you like GPS coordinates of where your target is, right?
Oh,
So
wow,
you-
that's-
if you're lucky enough to have the glasses that are compatible, it'll show you like your target is 3 miles that way.
So HUD just
Yes.
all the time. Wow,
Yeah.
that actually sounds kind of fun.
It does. It sounds really cool. And
SEO Nick.
Yeah, there you go.
Just float you over.
And they also are going to have a tower defense game called Invasion from the makers of Humans vs. Zombies. They've partnered with them.
Oh, I thought I saw the word zombies in
Yeah, and that one is imagine one person on your team is a director who actually, tells the other people on the team specific areas that they need to go and defend, in the real world environment, and then they have to go there and fight whatever the invading forces might be. That one, so it's all cooperative against digital enemies. So
Okay, but it's all okay. So
yeah, everybody's on the same team on that one.
Honestly, though, it would be really cool if you had two commanders, like maybe the assassin version. I don't know, but make like a battlefield version where you're actually I see everything of my troops, you see everything on your troops if you're opposite commander. And
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing with this. It's all open source, so all we need is for it to be popular enough for game developers to jump on it, and somebody can make that game.
That's really cool.
So that fingers crossed that something like this catches on, because this is basically what I wanted since I was a little kid playing with Nerf guns. I wanted something like this, so I'm hopeful that something like this will actually catch on.
That's pretty cool, man.
And the last thing I want to talk about today are rocket skates.
This one?
Yeah, that's the one. All right, Acton is the company that made these rocket skates that I got to check out first thing this morning on the show floor. And you could see them; they're looking pretty cool here. They strap on over your shoes. They go up to 12 miles an hour, although when you're learning, you're probably going to want to go slower. They have 3 different models, and so the range, because it's a rechargeable lithium-ion battery, the range on them is 6 to 10 miles in distance, or 45 to 90 minutes. You can see
your
that.
tippy toes.
Yeah, that's actually a cool thing. I asked the guy about it. Like, what happens if you hit a curb and you can't get up it? Is their design? You can just like step on your tiptoes and walk upstairs or whatever. So you're not ever going to have to stop and take them off in order to just walk up an obstacle.
How do you accelerate and brake?
It's you lean your foot forward.
Both?
I think one of them is in charge of the speed. So you actually, I think, only need to do it with one.
Okay.
You tilt that foot forward and it speeds you up, and you tilt it back to brake.
Okay.
They said that they have to break people of bad Segway habits if they've ever used a Segway, because on the Segway you'll lean back, and on these, if you lean back, it's a major trouble. You're not supposed to be doing that. You'll fall for sure. I didn't get a chance to try them out, but I did watch a guy who'd never tried them before, and he seemed real nervous. He was really tentative about it. Seems like a thing that might have a bit of a learning curve, but it's also a really cool idea. And they said their goal eventually is to get to the point where it's like can just be built into your regular footwear, kind of like a Heeley design.
Okay.
Like that would be a very futuristic, very cool thing, is the idea that you just have your regular shoes, but all of a sudden I want to go 12 miles an hour and zoom down the street. I'll just activate my Acton rocket skates and go for it.
When I look at them, Nick, I feel like they look like little wheelchairs for my feet, as opposed to them being built into your shoes.
Yeah, it isn't. You have to put it on over your shoes and everything. So they're not there yet, but that's the goal.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool today. That was my day. BenQ and the Acton rocket skates and Lightshot.
Wow, fantastic, Nick.
Yeah, pretty good day.
Yeah, you're very busy, sir.
Running all around. Yeah.
So I'm not really sure if how much time do we actually spend on this? I didn't actually check to see. Anybody want to tell me how much time we've been actually going live? Because maybe. Okay, so maybe we should open up the field to some questions.
Oh, that sounds good.
We haven't done that yet today, and this is our last time to give you guys an opportunity to talk with us or see us here right now.
Yeah.
Aside from the Alt Tab live show, which will probably, I can guarantee, will not be going on this Friday.
Yeah.
But next Friday we will. But that's in the future. I'm really just stalling to give you guys time to send Tina some questions, and maybe I can actually pull up the chat too to kind of make it a little bit easier for everybody involved.
Do you have any appointments tomorrow that you're excited about? Anything you're going to check out?
So
or are you busy tomorrow?
We're finally able to just go to the show floor and really just no appointments, just try and take a look. I should say there's actually one appointment, but aside from that, I think it's actually Jenny's appointment that she.
Is there any point in RAID 0?
Is there any point to doing it? Absolutely. You're definitely going to get more performance with RAID 0. Myself, I kind of believe if it's mission critical, don't RAID 0. Never RAID 0. If it's mission critical, in other words, the data that the system that you're installing it with, or the cache drive that you're using, or whatever it is you're doing is mission critical, you should not be doing that. I guess cache drive would probably be okay for video editing because you need something really quickly. But really, you want to be able to make sure that it doesn't fail. Myself, I used to use the onboard RAID controllers all the time, and they eventually, at some point or another, they break down. The RAID fails, and that's what happens. There's no backup to RAID 0. You go 10, which is mirroring and striping, and there's some protection in that. But to be honest, I think RAID 0 is great if you have a gaming system and you have no care in the world to lose everything, and your save games are backed up on Steam or whatever.
Right.
Then it doesn't matter if it has to rebuild the array. Everything's fine. Okay, that was a great question.
Good question. Yeah, for sure.
Anything about CES though?
Someone asked if you, X47 asked if you saw Paul and how's his voice.
I do. Did you get a chance to see Paul?
I haven't seen Paul, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was sort of hoping you had. Myself, I had an opportunity to see him Monday night, I think it was.
Okay.
It was maybe if it wasn't Monday night, it was Tuesday night. Wait, what day is it? Wednesday? No, it was definitely Monday night because I was out with Kyle last night and Logan also and Jay's 2 cents. And Kareem. Kareem got to hang out too. That was really fun.
Nice, yeah.
But unfortunately not Paul. I really wanted to. And he warned me too. He said, if you don't come out tonight, I don't know if I have the energy to come out tomorrow night. And I was laughing because I thought he was kidding.
Yeah.
Clearly not kidding.
Yeah.
He did. I don't even think he's going out tonight either. I'm not sure. Do you know?
I don't know. I haven't spoken to him this week. I've been running around checking, barely checking emails and everything.
God, so, I know. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
But what about your energy level? Because you've been sick.
Yeah, I'm getting better as the week goes on. I'm doing all right today. I only have one set appointment tomorrow. I'm going to check out Gamester Gear and their latest peripherals and everything.
Okay.
So aside from that, I think I'm just going to be able to walk around the show floor and do as much as I feel ready for. And I still have a lot of stuff to type up because that's the thing when you're
a writer.
Yeah, when you're in charge of writing stuff for CES, you spend hours and hours walking around interviewing people, taking a bunch of pictures, but then to actually make it into something in a timely fashion, you have to decide, okay, I've had enough of the show, I need to go find Wi-Fi that works somewhere, which can be a tricky thing, and I actually spend time writing this up. So, because we could write it up next week, but then it's all old news. So it's a matter of, finding the time and place to actually write up your experiences right after you have them.
So I ran into another writer for another tech website, and I don't want to say because he didn't tell me whether or not I should make this public knowledge, so I'm not going to say who it was. Super cool guy, though, or girl. And or woman, I should say. But his plan is really like get the highlights, get the points, get the bullet points. Have your crew who's standing by back home take those bullet points and turn it into a story.
Yeah. That's a really cool way to do it. And some of the bigger outfits I know have done that. I've read an article last year actually. Some guy wrote about this is the only way to cover CES, and it was all he had Google Glass taking pictures for him and sending it back to somebody sitting at a desk who was ready to type it up. And, he would just record the audio and send it back to somebody. And so he could spend his day on the show floor, but he was taking in all the information and sending it to someone sitting there ready to type it up.
But he was only doing that for 3 hours if he was using a Google Glass.
Yeah.
Because then the battery died.
There are some limits for sure.
Tina, do you have any other questions for us?
No.
Okay.
I think they want us to get out of here and go to parties.
Is that what they want? Oh, okay. Well, I'm not gonna crap your style. If that's what you want to do, absolutely.
No, that's what they want us to do.
Oh,
that's the sign of no questions.
Okay,
right? They're ready for us to get out of here.
That's perfectly fine with me. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching the show today. And if you're catching it on YouTube, thank you once again for watching it there as well. As always, you'll be able to catch us on our Fridays, except this next coming Friday, on twitch.tv/Newegg, and we will be there at 3 p.m. Pacific time almost every Friday. All right, Nick, anything else?
Enjoy all the CES coverage, everybody. GameCrate.com.
GameCrate.